are doing great. We're going to try starting this recording again because when I just started it a moment ago, my dogs just kept barking and ruined the whole thing. So, welcome to the Sapphire Spider Oracle channel. Hope you guys are coming back as a returning listener. If it's your first time being here, I so appreciate you stopping in. This is my last batch of readings for 2021 for all zodiac signs. I might get a pick-a-pile in there. I brought in some runes. I've got books for decoding said runes. So we've got all kinds of treats and goodies in here today. I've also got this Malachite pyramid, very nice for the heart chakra, and the color green, of course, is the color of the season. And then everything else here is these very raw cut stones, or not cut, just very raw stones. We got Moqui Marbles, feminine, masculine, for balancing the energies. We've got an Ammonite fossil. We've got a river stone, just like an egg. I've got another Slate stone, which I call my wolf stone. I use this for incantations when I'm definitely, it's like deep soul callings, right? When you're trying to howl at the moon in essence. And then I found this rock when I was a kid, or I think my dad found it. I found it with my dad, and we joke that it's a big toe. So I say that this is for like kicking off in people's asses sometimes, right? So we got all kinds of really great rocks in here. Let's get started with your Wildwood Tarot. We're focusing mostly on messages that you need to hear or receive, or things you need to do for the end of the year. Tying up loose ends. Things you need to hear, things you need to say, things you need to do to finish up 2021. And that is the card for you there to get started with. So let's go, Pisces. What's up? Something said, look at all that hair. Because it's a hair. Queen of Bows. Now this Queen of Bows, it's a Queen of Wands. She is fierce, buddy. I pulled this card for myself the other day. I was trying to remember what my reading was about. I can't remember now. But it's definitely a power card. So, let me sit with it. It said, look at all that hair. It's really just talking about power. It's just talking about the power of this hair, of this Queen of Bows. Now, a hare is not a rabbit. A hare has like crazy legs that will just haul off and kick the stuffings out of you, right? Like, I just said, bad bitch. Like, she does not play. She's not in an action pose right here. This is like she just got done. Now, there's other cards in the deck that feature the hares, and they're definitely like boxing and fighting and stuff. It talks about in this deck how hares, specifically the female hares, box for dominance and stuff. That's not this scene, but it's just talking about the capabilities of this figure, which I've just really been tapping into that energy lately. Yeah, if you need to like box somebody, kick the stuffings out of somebody, claim your territory and your turf, this is the card for you. So she's got her paw with big ass claws, by the way, up on this stone face of the green man. And it's more, it just said a symbol of protection. Like, she's got her paw on that green man statue because it's like, don't fuck with me. I'm protected by the land, by the universe, by the forest, right? Look at that eyeball, man. She's staring you down. It's one of those things, it's like, don't fuck with me, is basically what it's saying. And it's not afraid to cuss today because it's just like, I have conquered this mountain. And I will, yeah, tear you up. Very tapped into the moon. So Queen of Bows is a fire energy because it's Queen of Wands. She's very magical. Usually in a traditional deck, you see this as a woman with like lions and sunflowers and lots of warm, sunny energy. That is not the same in this deck. This is a woman prowling by night. It said prowling. Like, and when it just said prowling, it kind of meant it more as like guarding, like literally like walking the territory. Prowling at night, guarding her territory. And there is a sign here that's basically just coming through as like, you know, it's not just me on a power trip out here protecting my territory at night. Like, I am protected by the universe. I'm protected by the earth. She's got her eyes on everything. She's got her ears on everything. Very clairvoyant, very in touch with that intuition. And the moon is associated with Pisces, so this is definitely just like being tapped into that Pisces energy. Got the ears up, paying attention. Ooh, and it just said being smarter than the average bear because I'm a hare. Look at that. It said being smarter than the average bear because I ain't no bear, I'm a hare. And that's what I was just saying. Look at all that hair. So there's a lot of feminine power coming through right now, Pisces. Very feisty, but not so much in the fiery way. It's more of this like guarding, fiercely protecting. It just said, don't make me take the fire out. That was what it just said. It was like, don't make me bring the fire out. Like, if you got to make the Queen of Bows bring the fire out, then it said we got a problem, right? So that's one thing that's coming through. Something's kind of wanting to rhyme in here. It just said 2 for you. So here's another card over here then. My dogs are bound and determined to interrupt your reading, Pisces. It's driving me crazy. Excuse me for just one moment. All right, sorry. Let's keep going. Okay. I just pulled this for Capricorn's reading. You might have a lot of Capricorn in your chart. Let me sit with this. Wow, that's so weird. It's got me noticing, like, I've literally never noticed. There's this little bitty pile of rocks over here. And it just drew my attention to this little pile of rocks. So I'm not soaking up like all the energy here. In Capricorn's reading, when this card came out, it said, he can feel you. And then that's where I was saying, like, it could be a he, a she, a it. So kind of getting that same sense. So talking about distance healing and receiving energy from the earth through crystals, through trees, through ley lines in the ground, through all of those energies. Yeah. Just talking about soaking up all that energy. So Pisces, if you have crystals, you might want to work with those. If not, then you definitely need to go outside and ground some energy. Get some kind of sense, like the earth is talking to you. And it's bringing that back to me here too with the foot on the ground. Like, she's got a foot on the ground. Her dress is turning into the roots and she's literally touching the stones. It wants you to get in touch with the ground, with the stones, with the trees. It wants you to use those ley lines of the earth to receive energy, to send energy, to receive messages, to send messages, to receive power, and to work in your power. Because when you're fully grounded, it just said, like, you can hear clearly and you can see clearly, even though her eyes are closed, right? Woo! Oh, wow, yeah, okay, woo! It just gave it to me like, almost like Lady Hawk, that movie Lady Hawk, or just someone that has to transform and shift shapes, or like, almost like the swan princess, right? And it went in a sense, but it's like this woman turns into a hare by night. It's talking about how like during the daytime, she's got her eyes closed and she's just like soaking up all the natural energies and sending and receiving messages and doing this healing work over long distances. And that's where it's like at night, it's like she shapeshifts and transforms into this hare. Ooh, it just gave me Professor McGonagall energy from Harry Potter, how she's the professor that teaches transfiguration, how to turn objects into animals and stuff like that. You can turn people into animals too. She turns into a cat all the time. So that's what it's implying, is that like this figure turns into a hare at night. She's psychically attuned, the ears are up, and she walks in her power because she's grounded to that earth. And it's not a power that she took. It's not a power that she just claimed. It's a power that is bestowed and granted to her by the earth. It supports her. And that's you, Pisces. It's kind of talking about like the fragility of the human form versus almost like, right, that inner spirit. Yeah. Ooh, it just gave me Harry Potter again. It was just saying, like, if this figure had a Patronus charm, it would be a hare, in a sense. That helps protect them. So you might be really feeling a hare as a power animal right now. If not, you've got some other power animal coming through. You're definitely, like, guarding and standing in your power. You're very psychically attuned. You're really tapped into that, but you're also, like, very chill, and it wants you to stay chill and grounded. This is like a very severe feminine power coming through off of this card right here. Like man, she's intense. Like whatever this is intense. But it's all bound up in kind of like this little fairy princess thing over here. And it keeps coming back to the stones. And it's like she gets it from the stones. She gets it from the stones. She works with the stones, right? So you want to really ground your energy. It said, but don't lose the fire. It said, but don't lose the fire, because this is a Queen of Bows. Don't lose the fire, but ground the energy. What's over here? The Mirror. Now that is a Pisces card. Which we have a mermaid here, so there's some straight up Pisces energy. And that moon in essence again, right? In this card, this is the island of Avalon. And this figure, this man or whoever in this boat is sick or incapacitated and has to pass over to the island of Avalon where he will be healed. And you must stay there until the healing is done. This is a card, it's like spirit has put you into this healing cycle. This isn't a self-chosen healing cycle. This isn't something that you can just get out of. This is essentially the Hanged Man card in a traditional deck. But in this card, it's called the Mirror. And you're in this space to reflect on something, to heal something within. And that's the whole thing. Is the mirror is pointed towards her heart. Into her heart space. But it's illuminating everything around it, right? And that's kind of what's happening here. It's like you've got to allow spirit to illuminate everything for you during your time of inner reflection. This is reflecting on what is within your own heart. And that's a process that sometimes takes a lot of inner work. And again, this figure has the eyes closed. Notice that the animals all have their eyes open, but the people all have their eyes closed. And that's, it's really talking about your spirit. It's talking about like if your spirit was embodied by these animals, like they're observing, they're moving, they're watching, they're waiting, they're paying attention to all of this healing. Oh, I get that. But it was just saying like, but the people have their eyes closed. And it said so they can see better. And it was talking about that because like when I do Reiki on people, I always close my eyes. And it's because when I have my eyes closed and I'm working on people, I get images like I'm dreaming. And it's that inner landscape that is illuminated. That's totally moon energy. This is about you illuminating your inner landscape, Pisces. What's in your heart? Like, you know, and that's what I mean. It's like, and this is the energy that's bringing you this message in a sense. And I always see this as my mom. So we're getting some fierce feminine, severe energy. It's not angry. It's not tense, but it is severe and it is intense and it is spiritually very attentive, very clairvoyant, very much attuned to everything that's happening within the inner world. But it is closing its eyes to the outside world because it's healing and sensing and getting messages and getting everything from within. It said so it can see better. Ooh, it said so it can see you better. And so you can see yourself better, Pisces, right? Like, that's the whole thing is like, Pisces, that's your gift, is you guys are all dreamy and right? So like part of this message is just saying like shut your eyes to the outside world and instead look at your inner landscape. Spirit's got you stuck here for a reason. There's something that is being healed within you. You are illuminating your inner heart space. And it is this motherly, powerful, I said Professor McGonagall, she's like a mom to Harry and all the students, right? Always keeping them out of trouble and everything. This one kind of reminds me of Luna Lovegood, the weirdo that's always out there in the bare feet talking about fairies and everything, like, hello. So that's what I'm saying is like there is a strong mother figure or a strong feminine energy, very powerful, very psychic, very wise. It's like, hey, stop paying attention to the outside world. Turn your view within because you're stuck here for a reason, because you need to evaluate your heart space. You need to illuminate the things within yourself so that you can really understand kind of like what your next steps are. We were talking about this is wrapping up the end of the year. So this is about understanding what your next steps are. And it's also because that's your strength and your power and your gift is being able to close your eyes to what's right in front of you and instead feeling that through the heart space, feeling that through your spirit. Animals are very instinctual. They're not like humans, right? They do have emotions and everything, but they're very instinctual. So that's the other part of this. It's talking about instincts versus emotion versus logic versus like observation, right? It's talking about kind of like all of those things and taking all of those things. It just said to heart. Definitely working on the heart chakra right now, Pisces. That's what I'm getting. Whoa, Pisces. Damn. And you know what? Aquarius got this energy too a bit. So I see that. That's a thing that's out right now. And y'all, trust me, I know firsthand about this energy right now. It is the energy that is around. When I flipped this card, it instantly changed this whole situation to her taking cover behind these rocks because someone's shooting at her. Hang on, I'm just sitting with it. Make sure I'm getting my message clear. It said take cover. Pisces, you're supposed to be represented by some of this energy. And technically, this energy. This is something else. At least that's what it feels like right now. It was saying that she's taking cover behind these rocks. Wow, that was such a powerful message. Man, like, what is... that's what I'm saying. You're illuminating the inner landscape. And it just said, you want to know what the inner landscape is like? it said, this figure is on the run from the hunter. And it just gave it to me like a girl running through the woods and being shot at by arrows, having to hide. And it was like she finds like the door, right? This is like Stonehenge basically. So she finds the door, and it's almost like she enters that sacred space, or like she gets behind that big monolithic rock. She gets through the door, she gets behind some cover, and it was just showing it to me as like she just drops to her knees and starts praying and like doing spell work, or like, you know, something, right, to try and like grant her safety. We have a bull over here. We have a horse over here. That's what I'm saying. She's praying to the spirit animals. She's like, spirits, I need your protection and your help. She prays to the stone. She prays to the earth. And that's where I feel like she gets granted that power. Yes. Oh, wow. That just came through. It was just talking about how in Greek mythology, a lot of times a god or a goddess would save humans from a terrible fate by turning them into an animal or a tree or a rock or something. And that's what it's kind of, that's why the pause here, it's saying like, I've been transformed into this hair for my protection. Whoo, Pisces. So this is, if this ain't your energy, then this is, it's telling you about it. It's just saying like, there's a lot of frustration going on. You might have been aiming at something yourself, Pisces, and you don't know why it's not really moving, or why you can't hit your target. And that's where it was just saying though, that like, you're more of this energy. If you've been aiming at a target, you need to slow down and soak up some other things, because you can catch these messages and energies by soaking up through the crystals, the earth, the stones, the trees, whatever, right? You need to ground yourself. And it also just, that's where it finally just said, think creatively. Let the earth empower you and show you the way. Let the moon empower you and show you the way. Spirit's got you holed up right now because you're healing, and there's something to be shown to you. You're not meant to move forward at this time, but this is a Pisces power card. You are in your power, okay? You are here for a reason. You're going through this all for a reason. But there's a big message here about this figure in particular. So if you're not resonating with this figure, that's where it was talking about. This figure just like she just trucked it up this freaking hill and like magically makes it through like that Stonehenge door, and then it's just like calls upon the earth and is like, please, like, protect me. You know, like, I'm being hunted, I'm being followed, tracked, watched, it's all of these things, right? And that's where it's like the green man, the gods and goddesses of the earth, the universe, granted her that power and said, fine, look at all that hair. You get to become a hare. And now she's in her power. Now she's at the top of that mountain, and now she is guarding and protecting herself in that territory. She doesn't need to call upon all of that spirit energy necessarily anymore. It's not that she doesn't need it. She needs it all the time. But she's the one patrolling this now. She's the one holding it down. She's the one guarding and protecting herself. It just said, because she got claws now. She ain't got little hands. She's got claws now. And that's what I mean. A hare is not a rabbit. A rabbit is cute and cuddly. A hare, I saw some meme on Facebook that was talking about, like, how do you know the difference between a rabbit and a hare? And it said, when you look into their eyes and it feels like a hare, it said you can tell a hare because when you look in their eyes, you can see, like, there's the wisdom of, like, 1,000 worlds in it or something. Like, they've comprehended all of time or something. So that's what I mean. That's what that intensity is. Like, it said, and even this hair, even she is stuck in this energy right now because there's things that need to be healed or completed or processed. This figure could be dead, right? Maybe, you know, it's just like, it's kind of one of those things. Also, there's secrets in this little bag that the crane is wearing. They're like charms. It just said mojo bag, like a special little bag that witches and warlocks carry with them to keep them protected and safe at all times, right? It's usually got herbs and crystals and things in it. That's kind of the same thing. And the crane is a guardian to the underworld. So definitely carrying that protection into the underworld. Ooh, it just said you are protected, Pisces, because this is your power card. It said you are protected. It said you are protected. So if you've been feeling on the run, definitely start praying, drop down, work with some stones, some crystals, cast that circle, like whatever you need to do. The universe will empower you and you're going to receive this energy. But if it's a question about why am I going through this? Why am I here? It's necessary. Spirit has put you here for a reason. You are learning something for a reason, but you are protected. You are protected on this journey. So it's not a question about if you're protected or not. Are you going to get killed off or not? It's not like that. You're protected, okay? What's this last card over here? Yes. There it is. Look at that. That's why I brought it in here. That's my wolf stone right there. So, King of Stones. Why are you being held here? Look at this moons connecting the dots. First of all, you howling at the moon. I'm telling you, that's why I brought this crystal in here. I could tell it just one of these natural stones in here today. I use this when I'm especially like howling at the moon type deal, okay? I was gonna say part of this stone, I've like wrapped little notes around it and burned it before to like send them out to the universe. Look, Queen of Wands, Queen of Bows, there's that fire, right? I've wrapped letters around this stone before and doused them in oil, and then I'll light it, and then like the stone emerges out of it, right? So it like soaks up all of those things that you might be howling at the moon for, and it sends them out into the universe. And that's part of this energy. You're illuminating the inner landscape to figure out what is it your soul is really howling for. What are you really wanting? And I think what you really want, Pisces, I was talking about territory and turf, right? That's all this card is about. This is a King of Stones is a King of Pentacles. It's about home and security. The wolf, especially the alpha, right, will literally go patrol his territory and howl at the moon to mark his territory. We always think that the cry is like a lonely cry, but it's also to mark territory and say like, hey, stay out of my space and everything, right? Wolf is a king of the forest. Ooh, it just said king of the forest, queen of the land. Look at that. So you want to be wolf of the king of the forest and queen of the land in essence. I mean, this is just a perfect winter landscape. Oh, it said being recognized. Okay, there we go. It said you want to be recognized. You want to be heard. Because hares don't howl, right? You want to be heard. You want to be heard and you want to be recognized. You are craving stability and security. You're craving home in essence. And a King of Stones is the one that keeps that home, protects that home, and guards that home. So you want to be that energy. You want to be heard. You want to be recognized. You want that stable home. You want that secure place. You want to establish all of that for yourself. And that's part of what you're learning through this whole soul searching, through this necessary healing process, is what your soul is howling for, what you are craving. And it just said you are heard. Her ears are real big. This is also the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself, Pisces, right? So part of your inner world hears what you're calling for, but maybe you just can't see it and you don't know what it is yet. The masculine part, the action part, is going to eventually come through, especially once it's healed. Whoa, Pisces, holy shit. This message is crazy. I was talking about transformation and transfiguration. This guy, this masculine figure, is being sent to the island to be healed. Maybe that masculine figure is being transfigured, transformed into a king of stones. That's what it just gave to me. It was just saying, like, that's why you're stuck here, because perhaps your actions, your masculine energy, is in the process of being transformed into a wolf. And that's going right back to what I said about Lady Hawk, that movie Lady Hawk. She turns into a hawk by day. Her lover has to turn into like a wolf by night. The only time they get to see each other is literally at dawn and dusk when they pass each other and they're turning into human form. And then the other one turns into an animal, right? So they get like 5 minutes together, like in little intervals until this like curse thing is broken. I'd have to watch that movie. I can't remember everything, but that's totally what it just gave me. It gave me Lady Hawk. It's talking about people being transformed into animals for their protection. But we got a king and a queen here, and we got a definite cyclone. With this being the mirror here, is what I'm saying. Like your feminine aspects, your senses and intuition and psychic ability, you've already been like, you done this, right? It's the actions, it's the masculine energy that's being transformed into a wolf now. So you're, whoa, oh shit, you're going through all this stuff. Wow. I was going to pull a different card, but this just shot out. Here's the ancestor. I just wanted to say this card on the bottom of the deck is always about my true self. That's what that card is. It's all about dreams and everything. That's the card I pulled for my true self. This is, the ancestor. This is the Hierophant. This is the way shower, the pathfinder, and the one that calls you onto your path. This is literally, I mean, I always see this as like my grandmother in essence, beating the drum, calling you on your path into the woods. And again, and look what I was just saying. It's half human, half animal. I'm telling you, it's all about transforming into animals and protection. It's so much of that Lady Hawk energy in here. It's ridiculous. This, okay, woo. It said this is a path you've been down before, either in a past life or just you've been down it before. That's why it's calling to you. That's why it's echoing to you in the way that it is. It's because of the fact that this is a path you're supposed to go down. Moving through these birch trees, that's the path, right? So it's like when you hear the call of the drum, when you hear the call of your ancestors, I was talking about like my mom here, I was talking about like my grandmother here, there's definitely these ancestors calling you. It also just gave it to me like beating the drum to help lead her through the woods here to safety. It's like follow the sound of the drum, right? Through the woods to safety. You get here and it's like, for now, we're going to transform you into this magical hare so you can protect yourself because she's got a wand, even though it's beating the drum. And also in the meantime, the other half of yourself or this other person or this other energy, it's a little stuck right now. Your actions might be a little stuck right now, but that's because we're transforming you into a wolf. And look at me, it's gonna be fine. I'm half human, half animal, so it's not like you're gonna have to stay as these animals forever. Everything's gonna be fine. You'll be able to switch back and forth, and it's all gonna be gravy. You're going through a transformational process. You're becoming the Queen of Bows, which is that Professor McGonagall energy, and you're becoming the King of Stones, which is an alpha wolf, very fatherly protector energy, right? Yeah. Follow those ancestors. Your ancestors are leading the way. Follow the sound of the drum. It just gave it to me like a heartbeat. Like you follow the sound of your heartbeat in a sense. Your ancestors are in your DNA. They don't lie to you, right? All right. Pull some rings. is the one. Noth is need. I never liked the definition of it in this little book, and in fact, it's telling me I have it the wrong way. There we go. Okay, so number 10. Number 10, Nothies or Nothiz, it's necessity. It says a difficult lesson, destiny, need, a strong but compulsory tide, agitation, rebellion, solitude, apathy, search for the essential. I was telling you, you're searching through your soul and your inner landscape to figure out what exactly is it that you need. What do you need, right? Let's open up this book here because it's just got some better definitions. So, Nothiz signifies hardship in the form of one's needs not being met, whether this indicates poverty, hunger, unemployment, lack of good health, or lack of emotional support. Just talking about you want to be heard and seen. The rune stave represents the need fire, a ritual fire lit from 2 large beams of wood that ancient northern Europeans would light in times of extreme hardship or disaster, such as a famine or outbreak of fatal disease. You may be experiencing hardship that limits your ability to move forward or live comfortably, or a strong desire that appears impossible to fulfill. The possibilities are restricted due to your lack of resources, and you are likely chafing at the constraints and or disheartened by your circumstances. The Anglo-Saxon rune poem describes Nothiz as a tight band across the chest, which is often how need and restriction feel. Let's talk about that heart chakra. The advice of this rune is to treat this situation as a period of learning and an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. No one enjoys hardship while it's happening, but when we look back on the experiences that made us who we are, generally at least a few of them were unpleasant. Don't allow bitterness, worry, or despair to get the best of you, but rather use your gifts and talents to find ways to get your needs met. Remember that needs and limitations are necessary for growth, as we would never learn or accomplish anything significant if we always had everything we needed or wanted at all times. There are conflicting viewpoints among rune readers as to whether or not this has a reverse position. Many traditions hold that it does not, but the rune stave is not at all symmetrical, and the difference between its upright and upside down positions can be fairly clearly distinguished. Either way, those who recognize Nothiz reverse do not interpret it as opposite of its upright meaning, but rather assign some aspects of its overall meaning to the reverse position. These are found below in additional meanings, which are maybe warning you to avoid greed or unhealthy desire, which can lead to destructive behaviors and negative consequences. If you have been focusing too heavily on the material world, this is a sign to go within and tend to your spiritual development. What did I say about these people with their eyes freaking closed? Yes. This rune may also be a warning against making hasty decisions or committing to something at this time, as unexpected needs or limitations may result. You are advised to conserve your energy, focusing only on the essentials for now. You are likely simply not at the right place or time for moving forward. Patience is the best strategy. You can use this rune. For protection. Sorry, there we go. Put it over here. Protection, maintaining equanimity in difficult circumstances, and it activates magical workings focused on attraction or increase. So if you have needs and necessities, if you're definitely not making progress right now, if you're trying to find out what your soul needs, and if you're trying to attract or increase things, this is the rune for you. And that's what I got for you guys. Hang on, I'm sitting. Yeah. You've been definitely looking for protection. You're definitely being transformed so that you're being protected and you're being supported by this divine energy. You're stuck in your actions because that is also being transformed into this wolf energy, this king of stones, this very sturdy, stable, grounded, real world energy. But there's things in the outside world that might be distracting, or things that you can't pay attention to or shouldn't pay attention to. And it's all the animals that have their eyes open here. So it's about following your spirit and your instincts and all of those things. And underneath all of that, your ancestors are calling through all of this. So whatever you're feeling a great need or calling for, your ancestors are calling you to it. And I don't think it's about you're not supposed to have it, or you're not, like, you're going in the wrong direction. I don't think that it's just like, don't be hasty. Like, you're here for a reason, right? Evaluate why you need these things. Evaluate what this journey is about. It's a need for a reason. So make sure it's a healthy need, or that you understand where it comes from at a very basic instinctual level. Understand it from within on a spiritual level before you go looking for it out in the real world. And kind of the same thing, just the other way around. You are protected. Someone needs protection over here. There's a need for all of that. This is a very good rune for you right now, Pisces, for sure. Follow the beat of the drum. Follow the beat of your heart. Follow the pulse of your instincts. Follow the pulse of your needs. But if you're stuck, you're here for a reason, and it's because the rest of you is being transformed and balanced. All right. Y'all all have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you guys in the next year, I guess. Thank you so much.